can we do a fair trial in Jefferson County? But then another part of it is, if we have a concern, what's the alternative? Ma'am?
Stop it. Look at me.
Ma'am!
He keeps turning. He keeps turning.
Ma'am, I told you once before, let me please help you understand, okay? The next, I need you to hear this. The next time it happens, there will be a consequence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right? Mr. Rhodes, you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling.
Because I can.
Well?
Because I can. It's not a crime to smile.
On screen, taunting his victim's mother, is 25-year-old Brice Rhodes. He is accused of killing two brothers, 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice Gordon. The bodies of the boys were discovered in tall grass behind an abandoned home on the 4,000 block of River Park Drive in the Shawnee neighborhood of West Louisville. The discovery was made after police received a disturbing 911 call.
It looks like they're deceased and they've been burned.
Those are kids. Those are kids.
When the boy's mother, Elizabeth Wren, received the devastating news, she was mortified, and what made it even more painful was the way her boys were killed. They were tortured, stabbed multiple times in the chest, and bodies set on fire. But what would cause this man to commit such heinous crimes against two teenage boys? Well, the story gets deeper than you think. This is the true story of Brice Rhodes, an American Psycho. Brice Rhodes, also known as Rambo, a local rapper and believed at one point to be dating the boys' mom. Rhodes was like a mentor to the boys. In fact, he often featured them in his music videos. But that will all change on the night of May 4th, 2016. Rhodes and the two boys were riding around town when they spotted a man by the name of Christopher Jones, 40 years old. Rhodes believed that Jones had a $10,000 bounty on his head, so he pulled out his gun and started firing at Jones from the vehicle that him and the boys were in, striking Jones in the chest. He would later die from his injuries. After the incident, the two boys were shook to the point that Maurice told his mother about the murders. Word had got back to Rambo that the boys were talking, so he devised a plan to take them out before they go to police. But first he recruited two other teens, 15-year-old Anwan Carter and 17-year-old Jacory Taylor. The three picked up the two young victims after inviting them to a party on the evening of May 21st, 2016. The boys would never be seen alive again. Police wasted no time locating the three suspects, quickly arresting 15-year-old Anwan Carter. The next day, May 24th, 2016, they found and arrested Brice Rambo Rhodes. Lastly, Jacory Taylor on the same day. Later that evening, all three were brought in for questioning. At first, Rhodes would pretend as if he didn't even know the boys and gave the detectives little to no information about their whereabouts.
We would appreciate it. Who are they? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Maurice.
And who else?
And Larry.
Ah, I know him. Yeah.
Have you seen him lately?
No, I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him in a week?
Yeah.
Detectives will have to stop the interview after Rhodes asked for a lawyer. They then focus their attentions to Jacory Taylor. But Taylor will also state that he doesn't know anything about the boys' whereabouts and claims he only knows them from around town. But you see, this is where it gets interesting, because 15-year-old Anwan Carter is ready to give detectives all the information they need to crack this case. First, Carter would give detectives the motive for the boys' killing, telling them about the shooting of Christopher Jones.
They seen somebody just falling in the street, and they said Rambo's like at the street and shot him. And Maurice, he was a getaway driver, so he was driving.
He would then go on to give the detectives the brutal details about how he was forced to participate in the torture and murder of the boys.
I stabbed him.
He made y'all stab him? So you and Corey stabbed him too? Alright, how many times do you think you stabbed him?
I stabbed him one time. I made Maurice on his knees and like begged for forgiveness. And like he put a toboggan over his head and he put a rag in his mouth. And then he stabbed him. We moved Maurice to the side and we brought his brother and we put the toboggan over his head. He put the toboggan over his head and put the sock in his mouth. And like started stabbing him too.
After Anwan's confession, all three men were officially charged with murder and other crimes. Anwan and Jacory quickly pled guilty and both received 10 years in juvenile detention, with the rest of their sentence to be served in prison once they turned 18. Plus, they were required to testify against Brice in his trial. But Rhodes' trial wouldn't go so smoothly. From day one, he was a problem in the courtroom. The victim's family believed he was doing it on purpose, trying to delay the trial as much as he could. He believed the prosecution wanted to sentence him to death, so by delaying the trial, he could avoid the death penalty. He even spat on his first attorney because the lawyer wanted to recuse himself from the trial because he was friends with the victim's grandfather. This exchange was caught on courtroom cameras.
Nice cheap shot. You a coward. Nice cheap shot. You a coward.
Because of this, Rhodes would be required to wear a spit guard in future hearings, but this did little to nothing to change his behavior in the courtroom. He would often get in arguments and even threaten judges.
And it's my right to speak what I need to speak on. I don't know if y'all got some type of sexual relationship going on or what y'all got going on, but I'm definitely gonna speak my mind.
Detective Catelli and I have no sexual relationship.
Now I'm talking about you and a prosecutor over there, sir. You denied all my motions. Every motion I filed, you didn't deny it.
I'm pretty sure I denied the vast
Every motion I filed.
motions
Are you some type of racist? Or y'all got some type of sexual relationship going on? Which one is it?
Or are you just wrong in everything that you made a motion for?
Are you a secret Ku Klux Klan member?
No, sir.
Is that what you really are?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
But like I said, the higher courts, they'll deal with it when time comes necessary. You're gonna find out though. You're gonna find out real quick. Promise that. Promise that.
Shortly after this courtroom incident, Rhodes would get caught trying to escape prison by digging a hole in his cell, which was quickly discovered by guards. They also discovered a threatening letter meant for Anwan Carter. In the letter he said, "Rats get exposed. Show me you're not a rat." And in another outrageous video, Rhodes could be seen blowing kisses and even taunting the victim's family.
Ma'am.
Stop it. Look at me.
Ma'am.
He keeps turning. He keeps turning.
Ma'am, I told you once before, let me please help you understand, okay? The next, I need you to hear this. The next time it happens, there will be a consequence. You understand that?
Yes,
All
sir.
right? Mr. Rhodes, you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling.
Because I can.
Well,
Because I can. It's not a crime to smile.
But after 6 long years, despite all the threats and outbursts in the courtroom, in 2022, Brice was found guilty of the stabbing and burning of the bodies of the 2 young boys, and found guilty of shooting Christopher Jones. Along with the 3 murder convictions, the jury also found him guilty of tampering with physical evidence and 2 counts of mutilation of a corpse. For the murders, the jury recommended life in prison without the possibility of parole. The death penalty was not an option due to Rhodes' mental state. After the conviction, the boy's grandmother gave a heartfelt description of the boys.
And Larry were really good kids. They did good in school and they played sports and they were really good-natured boys. They never been in trouble. And they were very loving. They got along with everybody. They were well liked at school. Their teachers really thought a lot of them. They were involved in sports. They were just good boys.
Brice Rhodes would spend the rest of his life behind bars. Do you think justice was served? Let us know in the comments. And for more content like this, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.